All right, family, let's jump right in. Dear Dr. Dandridge, lately I've been thinking about all the hours I've wasted worrying, doubting myself, and staying stuck in fear. I look at my kids and realize how many moments I've missed, the bedtime stories, school events, or even quiet talks on the couch. I feel a mix of regret, sadness, and helplessness. I know I can't get this time back, but I don't know how to stop mourning it. How do I grieve the time I've lost while still learning to fully live in the present? Wow. Let's sit with this one for a minute. Thank you so much for writing in and for allowing us to have this conversation today. A lot of people grieve lost time. I believe that a lot of people grieve lost time because we really have no concept of how much time we have left. One of the things I see so often inside of my work as a hospice chaplain is people who are trying to bargain with time. People who are trying to look back on the time that they had, people that are trying to look forward in anticipation of time that is not yet promised. And we all fall victim to not being present with the time that we have now. You said inside of your letter that you've wasted time worrying, doubting yourself, and staying stuck in fear. You are not the only one. You are not the only person who feels this way. And as my grandmother would say, hindsight is always 2020. And we do spend so much time inside of our heads that we lose the consciousness of what's happening in front of our eyes. And it sounds like that's really what you have experienced or come to this realization of inside of your life. Especially with your kids, a lot of parents also feel this way. It's like they're born one day and you're changing diapers, and then the next day you're at their high school graduation. And we look back and we're just like, wow, where did the time go? The feelings that you have are all valid: the regret, the sadness, the helplessness. I want to break down each one of those very, very quickly and then get to the root of your question. With regards to regret, don't feel as though you could have done anything differently than what you did, because whatever you did is exactly what the universe allowed. And because the universe allowed it, that is what was supposed to take place. Don't feel regret for some things that you could not control. Now, for the things that you could control, there might be a little bit of regret. There might be a little bit of guilt, which is all a part of grief. But don't feel regret if the things that happened inside of the past have brought you to this moment of consciousness and realization. The sadness that you have, I want you to sit with that sadness. A lot of people, whenever we lose time, we get sad and we get frustrated and we feel regret and we feel guilty. And then we want to jump and try to do something in order to make up for lost time. I tell people to sit with your feelings, to sit with your emotions. This is one of the things that even I had to learn with my grief. When you have a feeling, when you have an emotion, whether it's sadness, guilt, anger, regret, relief, sit with that emotion. That sadness that you're experiencing, sit with it for as long as you need to. Don't try to rush to get out of it. No, sit with it for a minute. Because if you don't sit with it, then guess what? It's going to resurface later. You also said that you experience or are feeling this level of helplessness. The truth of the matter is that we are all helpless to time. We can't start it, we can't stop it, and we don't know how much more time we have here inside of this existence. So the truth is that you are helpless. We all are helpless to time. What we are not helpless to is the intentionality and the purposefulness behind what we do with our time. So, to get to your question, you say, I can't get this time back, but I don't know how to stop mourning it. How do I grieve the time I've lost while still learning to live fully in the present? Well, the first part of your question, how do I grieve the time I've lost? I hate to say it as bluntly as I'm ready to say it, but you've got to get over it. You can't get it back. Oftentimes, when I'm having these conversations with my patients and with my clients, there's something that we can reference. We can go back and have a conversation with a friend. We can go back and talk to our doctor. We can go back and have another interview. We can go back and start another career. We can go back, we can go back, we can go back. But with time, you cannot go back. What you have lost as far as time is gone. And you have to get to that point inside of the stages of grief where you just accept it is not coming back. How do you live in the present? You live in the present by being. You live in the present by taking each moment one moment at a time. One of the things that I see as a hospice chaplain are people who get on hospice services. And for many of you who have been a part of this community, you know that with hospice services, patients are typically given a terminal illness, and then their prognosis is less than 6 months to live. I've seen so many patients as well as family members who come onto hospice services, and the only thing that they are thinking about is the death date. The only thing that they're thinking about is what end of life is going to look like, instead of thinking about and being present inside of today. And that's what I tell all of my patients. That's what I tell all of my family members. We don't know when the time clock is going to run out. For any of us, we don't know. I've seen family members to pass before patients on hospice passed. None of us knows. What we do know is that we have this moment. What we do know is that we have this reality. What we do know is that we have this place and time called now. And if we can just get to this position, this realization, this level of acceptance to where we cannot control time, time is going to do what it wants to do. It is going to keep going regardless of what we do. The second that we can accept that is the second that we can truly move inside of a place of grace. I've said this many times inside of this community. Offer yourself some grace. Yes, you feel as though you've wasted your time worrying, doubting yourself, being stuck in fear. You've looked back now and you're realizing moments that you've missed with your children. You're feeling this regret, this sadness, this helplessness. Give yourself some grace. As far as you know, and as far as we all know, this is the only life that you've had. This is the only existence that you've had. So give yourself some grace. It is okay to mess up. It is okay to lose time. But now that you've come to this consciousness, now that you've come to this awareness, move forward with an intentionality. Move forward with a purpose that is designed. That's what I talk about inside of my book, Designing Your Goodbyes. We can be intentional and purposeful about everything, including our goodbyes. So the same way that we can do it with our goodbyes, the same way you can do it with your time. Moving forward, just learn to be intentional. Just learn to be purposeful. And I can almost guarantee you that what you're looking at behind you as far as the lost time will begin to fade away. I hope and pray that this has been encouraging to you in some type of way. I hope that the advice gives you a little bit of hope about the time that you have today, not tomorrow, but the time that you have today. Thank you again for writing in. I pray that tomorrow and that this moment looks better for you and even feels better for you. Thank you for joining me here at my desk. I'm Dr. Dandridge. This has been Designing Your Goodbyes. I can guarantee that as soon as you press play, I will be there to greet you inside of the next episode, and I will see you all soon, okay?